alleging racial profiling and a false arrest.
What are you talking about?
You're trespassing this way. You're not allowed to be here, all right?
Where? Oh my God! I cannot believe you're doing this. Where are you
I'm
taking
walking
him?
Why are you following me, sir?
Imagine a world where a simple encounter with the police could change your life forever.
Sir, I don't need.
I'm not asking you again. Yes, yes, you are.
I need your supervisor here, please. Here.
But you turn around. Put your hands on your back.
Sir.
Turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
And where justice takes a back seat to bias.
You cannot profile a person just because their race or what they look like.
It's not just racial profiling that's at play here. It's a tangled web of assumptions, mistakes, and sometimes outright prejudice.
Because this is disturbing the peace. You can go to jail and not go to work. So what's the choice you're going to make, hardhead? You're under arrest for trespassing. You were told to leave the store, and you didn't want to cooperate.
As you watch these moments unfold, you might start to wonder, what would happen if it were you? What's really going on behind those flashing lights? Meet Mr. Tony Nguyen, a hard-working man who went to grab some groceries after a long, tiring day. While running the errand with his wife at Walmart in South Brooksville, Florida, they found themselves victims in this broken system. The sheriff never requested the individual's ID, but instead, he assumed he was someone named Cody. He immediately approached him and put handcuffs on without question. The sheriff declared the person under arrest for trespassing without any prior identification and then proceeded to detain Mr. Tony, completely unaware of who he actually was. The Walmart asset specialist mistook Mr. Tony as someone who has been issued a trespassing warrant from Walmart. After the cops arrived, they immediately arrested the identified individual without even asking his name.
Here.
A year?
Yeah, you can't come back.
That was like 10, 15 years
There's
ago.
no
What
limit
are
on
you
that.
talking about?
There's no limit on that. When
We
you
are
trespass,
grocery
you can't come
shopping.
back.
What are you talking about?
You're trespassing this way. You're not allowed to be here, all right?
It said
Let
10,
him
15
go.
years ago.
No. Let's go.
As the police officers huddled around their records, their expressions began to shift subtly. What started as routine checks soon turned into something else. Glances exchanged, smirks forming at the corner of their mouths. It was clear they found something amusing. As the police officers checked their records, faint smiles appeared on their faces. After a moment, they stepped out of the car, approached Mr. Tony's wife, and said this.
The trespass has been confirmed. He has been trespassed here actually this year. So he will not be staying here. He's going to be going to jail tonight. He will have a bond. You'll be able to bond him out, okay? Does that understand? You understand that? You have all his items?
All things are resolved because of the confirmation, right? Wrong. Listen to what he's about to say when he was transporting the victim.
You're not the person he was looking for. You have not been trespassed. And so I'm taking you back to your house. And for me personally, I apologize. Sometimes identities get mixed up.
In the end, Mr. Tony's attorney filed a lawsuit against Walmart and the prevention officer for $10 million. Are you ready for another Walmart fiasco? Our next video is about a Peoria police officer who assaulted an innocent man who they suspected to be a thief. It began with a legitimate shoplifting call. Officers were already on scene at Walmart dealing with caught shoplifters. But just as the officer with the body cam headed back to his patrol car to grab his computer, a Walmart employee flagged him down, pointing to yet another alleged shoplifter. Things were about to take a surprising turn.
Okay, just walk right out.
264, I have another shoplifter taken off outside the front door. In the parking lot. Did you just take something?
No? Are you seriously about to tase me, sir?
I'm making sure you ain't taken off. Let's go back real quick. They said you took something. Come on.
You can. I'm not going back in there.
Do you have ID?
Yeah, but I don't need to show you. I didn't take anything. I have a receipt. I just spent over $100, sir.
They just told that you took off.
I didn't take off from anything. If somebody's not standing at their post, that's not my problem. So I apologize for the misunderstanding.
Okay, I need to see some ID right now.
Sir, I don't need.
I'm not asking you again. Yes, yes, you are.
I need your supervisor here, please.
No,
I'll
give me
stand
some
right
ID.
Here. I'll stand
You know
right
what?
here.
Just turn around. Put your hands on your back.
Sir,
Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Talk about an ego check. A policewoman shoved the handcuffed victim into someone else's car, all because he called her out for not doing her job properly.
I need supervisor now.
He's stretching his own car.
This isn't even my car. You just pushed me up against somebody else's car.
And to make matters worse, she had the nerve to blame him for the damage caused to the car. Absolutely unbelievable. At this point, the victim had enough. Realizing the harassment was getting out of hand, he started screaming for help, causing a scene as the officer's behavior grew more and more outrageous.
It was a customer yelling into the door greeter. I can run video of the receipt real quick and then backtrack.
Okay.
We'll start there.
Okay, that'll work.
You heard that right. It all started because a customer shouted to the gatekeeper, accusing the guy of stealing from Walmart without paying. Based on that one shaky claim, they jumped to conclusions. When the man exercised his right not to show his receipt outside the store, they all just assumed he was a thief, and things escalated quickly. So, what really happened? Here's what the Walmart employee confirmed.
So he paid. I see him walking out. She follows him to the door like, hey, I need to see a receipt. And then you see a customer outside. That's when they're like, hey, there's an officer right here if you need him.
Okay. So you did pay?
Yeah, he did pay.
Why is he being such a...
Yeah, I know.
Okay. You want him trespass?
Yeah, disruption of business.
Okay.
All he had to do was cooperate, show his receipt, not give you guys a hard time, so absolutely.
Okay. And he says he wants to return all his stuff, so...
Okay, I can do that right now.
Okay, you have a trespass receipt? Or
Yeah, I'll have it.
Okay.
We can all agree it was a complete waste of time. Despite the false accusations and assault, both the store and the officer still pressed for a trespassing offense. Honestly, I'm with him. Who would want to return to a store where they don't feel safe? Returning the items was the right move, and choosing not to go back was an even better one. And that's the end of that video. But hold on, we're not done with Walmart just yet. In our next case, we've got another round of, you guessed it, another incompetent cop. A man on his way to work strolls into the store, still in his riding gear, jamming to music through his Bluetooth helmet. He shops, pays for everything, and takes a quick break on a bench to organize his stuff. Seems normal, right? Well, apparently not for the police, who show up and arrest him. Buckle up, folks. It all started with a guy who looked suspicious, wearing full riding gear, a camo pack, and a helmet playing music. His name is Mr. Freedom Christopher Fandler. He seemed completely nonchalant about his getup, but that only made people around him more anxious. This, of course, caught the attention of the Walmart supervisor, who decided to approach him. However, with his music blasting in the helmet, he couldn't hear a word.
Hey! You have some ID on you? Hold on. What's up? You have some ID on you. Sure. You have a problem? Yeah, management's been asking you to take your helmet off while you're walking around in the store and you're just ignoring them. What are you talking about, man? Do you think I'm talking just...
Dude, do me a favor, take your helmet off. You're not going to speak with us with your helmet on.
Okay. Let's take your helmet off. Oh.
I'm sorry?
Oh, man. But someone's trying to talk to me, it's everything to hear them.
At first, everything seemed like a valid concern, but what happens next? Definitely another unnecessary escalation. The officers approached Mr. Fandler, grilling him for every bit of information they could get and listing his supposed violations. They questioned him about the helmet, which he explained was just for convenience on his way to work. He handed over his ID, confirming he wasn't a threat, just a minor mix-up that everyone could agree to overlook. Right? Wrong. At this point, the conversation between the manager and Mr. Fandler was clearly escalating. Instead of diffusing the situation, the officer who stepped in only made things worse. Ever encountered an arrogant, overreacting Karen of a police officer? Well, get ready, because you're about to see a textbook example.
Now, okay? You're an argumentative person, and I am not the person you want to argue with. You need to take a stand and you need to go like this and pull your head out of your ass, okay? Because you're walking around in a store hiding your face. There's shooters that go on all over the place. This man comes up to you and you want to play. You got a little Senna headpiece going on that you can't stop. You need to listen to learn, not listen to reply. You need to turn that little switch off in your brain that you want to run your mouth and argue every time somebody tells you something. Because this is disturbing the peace. You can go to jail and not go to work. So what's the choice you're going to make, hardhead?
This is John George, and his emotional outburst did nothing to progress the investigative intent of Mr. Fandler's detainment. In fact, this situation seriously disrupted the ability to create a clear narrative around the manager's accusations. Officer George's reprimand wasn't just unprofessional, it was completely unjustified and violated Mr. Fandler's First Amendment right to free speech.
Okay, so officially being trespassed from the store, don't come back to Walmart. Come back to Walmart, manager, anyone sees you, you get arrested for that.
We don't have a picture of taking it with a helmet. When he walks out, it'll be on the camera.
Remember when I mentioned overreacting? Watch as the officer nearly pulls his gun just because the guy reaches for his pocket. Despite the fact that the officer had asked for the guy's number and the guy had clearly stated he was retrieving his phone, the officer's reaction was way over the top. The officers managed to find a reason for their actions, but let's give a big thumbs up to the guy who stayed completely cool throughout it all. Despite being scolded just for trying to explain his side, he handled the situation with impressive calmness. In the end, Mr. Fandler was arrested and charged with disorderly conduct, then taken to the Pima County Adult Detention Center, where he spent a grueling 17 hours. But the story doesn't end there. After his charges were dismissed, Mr. Fandler launched a lawsuit accusing the Department of illegal search, false arrest, malicious prosecution, and public defamation. This case is far from over, and it's one you'll definitely want to follow. And that wraps up another jaw-dropping Walmart drama story. From confusing accusations and over-the-top reactions to lawsuits and public spectacles, this story has everything. It's a wild reminder that even the most routine encounters can spiral into unforgettable chaos. So, whether you're shopping or just passing through, keep your wits about you, because you never know when you might end up in the next headline. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more unbelievable tales and surprising twists.